Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I am really sorry that my recording and upload schedule has been a little bit off lately. I've had a lot of events happening over the weekend and it's left me with like no time to record whatsoever. But hopefully in the next few weeks we will get back to our regularly scheduled programming because I have a lot of really fun videos that I really want to do. And a lot of them are holiday related, so it's a great time to do it. Today, as a matter of fact, we have a really fun project. I saw this sweater on ModCloth, and I'll show it to you right over here. And when I saw it, I was like, I want that. But then, when I saw that it was $55, I decided that I didn't really need it, or I could actually make it myself. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to dupe it yourself, if you will. So we're going to create a dupe for this ModCloth sweater that is way less than $55, and it's going to be perfect for any tacky Christmas sweater parties you have coming up, just a holiday season in general, and it's just going to kind of be the most perfect, festive, cozy thing that's just going to be absolutely perfect for this holiday season. So if you want to see how to make this ModCloth holiday lights knit sweater dupe, then just keep on watching. Okay, for this project you will need a sweater, or in my case I found a sweatshirt at Walmart. They didn't have any white sweaters. You will also need some green thread, some fabric glue, various color pom-poms in the color scheme of your choice, and some scissors as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Just so you have an idea of how cheap this really is, this sweatshirt was literally $6.67. Incredible. And it looks really cozy. So what we want to do is get our thread out, and we want to map out exactly how we want our thread to look. So they kind of loop it around and make like a really cool design. We definitely don't want to glue anything down until we have it exactly the way that we want it. Of course theirs was embroidered, but you know, we're just improvising here, so it's going to look just as cool. Okay, so we'll get one layer down. All right guys, I'm gonna talk you through a little bit of what I'm doing here and just kind of like move a little bit faster in the video just to make it not go excruciatingly painfully slow here. And excuse my voice, I am a little bit stuffy. But anyway, so this is kind of the part where I am gluing down the yarn, and I kind of sort of try to sketch out the pattern with the glue. You will see a little bit later that I changed methods a little bit. This went okay for the most part, but I really kind of prefer the way that I did it a little bit later, which I will explain to you when I get to that part. So, yeah, just kind of, I don't know, play around and see what method you like best. And this is the part where I tried to cut the pom-poms because, yeah, I tried to do something a little bit different. Didn't really work out. So I just went ahead and used whole pom-poms. I found that when you cut the pom-poms in half, they sort of just like exploded and didn't really look like pom-poms anymore. So don't do that. Yeah, I highly suggest not doing that. So at this point in the project, we are done with the first little line at the bottom, and we are flipping it over and continuing that line onto the back, like in the example that I showed you from the actual ModCloth sweater. So yeah, this is kind of like a fun little thing because it just kind of keeps wrapping around. And here at some point very soon is where I will change up the glue method. So stay tuned. It's going to be coming in just a little bit. Ah, there it is. You see how I'm sort of like outlining the actual pattern that I've already made and just kind of like pushing the yarn onto the glue, like on the, I don't know how you describe it. It's a little bit hard to describe, but you're sort of just like outlining the yarn with the glue and kind of smushing the yarn back onto the little glue line you've just made. Does that make sense? That way you kind of have a guideline where the yarn already is, and you're just kind of like slightly like budging the yarn into place. And again, we are flipping it over once we finish that line on the back, and we're sort of doing another wrap around here for the second line on the front. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of make sure it's at the spot that we want on the front part of the sweater, map it all out, glue it all down. At this point, you know the drill. To be honest, I'm not sure why the heck I kept tapping it like that. I guess just to make sure it was in place for what I'm about to do, which is I'm going to cut the yarn at that point and pay very close attention to what I do a little bit later, not right now, but I'll show you later what we do kind of like in that same exact spot. It's pretty important. So we'll come back to that little area a little bit later. Right now, what we're gonna do is we're going to glue the yarn kind of under the armpit because we want to wrap it all the way around to the back. So actually we're gonna start on the back, glue it under the armpit there in that little spot, because why wouldn't you have a string of lights coming out from under your armpit? And then we're gonna kind of do this little bit around the shoulder here. And then after we glue it down on the back part of that shoulder area, we're going to wrap it around the front to make that last and final strand that's at the very top of the sweatshirt. So that's what we're doing here. And here we are, just bringing that strand up to the top of the sweatshirt. And then we're sort of going to do the same sort of situation around the shoulder once we glue it down on the front. And we're just going to kind of bring it towards the back part and do the same kind of pattern around the back part of the shoulder, and then glue it down under the armpit once again. So that it kind of looks like it's wrapping around your whole top half there. And stay tuned, in just a second we're flipping it over, and once we kind of glue it down on the back, I know this part gets a little bit tedious here, you kind of know what to do, but after that part we're continuing onto the sleeves, so it's super important that you stay tuned for what we're about to do to the midsection of the sleeves. All right, really cool how you can see exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm really good at this, aren't I? But I'm pretty sure what I'm doing is gluing it down, and then I'm gonna snip it under the armpit like we did when we started this strand, and yeah, there we go. There's the whole thing, but we still have a little bit left to go, so pay close attention to what we are about to do, which is work on the sleeve area. So you remember how I told you that we kind of left that, that part not quite finished around the midsection. We kind of want to make it look like that string is continuing onto the sleeve. So it kind of looks like one continuous line down that middle part. So we are starting it here, kind of taking that end, gluing it to the inside of the seam of this sleeve. And then we're gonna kind of turn over that sleeve a little bit. And then I kind of wanted to make it look like that loop was one of those almost like, you know, like one of those like elbow pads on the sweaters. I'm not sure that I really successfully did that, but I really tried. Maybe you can do a little bit better at that part. But that sort of, that strand kind of loops around the elbow area on the back part of the sleeve because I thought that would look really cute. But that is sort of like supposed to flow from the middle part of the sweater onto the middle part of your sleeve. So there you go. So I don't show it, but make sure you do that exact same thing on the other sleeve. Glue on some pom-poms in whatever pattern makes you feel super magical and Christmassy, and then your sweater is all done. I'm pretty sure I nailed it. What do you guys think? I think it looks basically the same, complete with a similar pose. And I absolutely love the way it turned out. So guys, when you add it all up, I spent $6.67 for the sweatshirt. I spent about $1.60 on the yarn. I think this was $3 for the fabric glue and $5 for the pom-poms. And when you add that all up, the grand total is around $16 all day for my version of the ModCloth sweater versus $55 for their version. So I'd call this a major win. I hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys back here on my channel next week with a brand new video. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.